So in the last class, what we have done in the webinar, we have understood that what is data analyst, right? And what are the modules that we are covering in the training, right? And how they are important for your job perspective, right? And also we have seen that how it is like so much demanding in the market right now, and it is like very important right now. So you have to be like already or very late to learn this topic, or you can say this module. If you're not like in the after, if you see like after 1 year, like there is no possibility of any person who is working in IT to work, like if you know not aware about this tool, right? So you must aware about the data analysis tools like Python, SQL, or Power BI, or the Excel, right? So today we are starting the demo classes, right? So 2-3 days we will have the demo class like in this week, and then we will start the proper training, right? So what I'm going to do, like I will choose a particular module, and we will try to make a project, right? A small project, like by understanding the little bit topics like which is required to make this project, right? We'll do the data analysis on that topic. So tell me, suggest me that what you want. Like we have Excel, right, and a Power BI that where it is possible to like make the projects in 2 days, right? Python definitely it's take more time because there are lots of basics and the coding part, so we cannot make the project. And SQL is also like interacting with the database, and we have to install the software also. That is not possible. So tell me, like which you want? You want the project in the Power BI, or you want in the Excel?
Sir, Power BI.
Okay,
Yeah, yes,
let's start.
sure.
Power BI, everyone.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
sure.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sure.
okay. So as I'm assuming that you guys not aware about the Power BI, right? Like you don't know about the basic and everything about the Power BI. If I'm going for the Excel, so I can assume that okay, you know like some things like calculations, mathematical calculation and all that how we have to do. So I know that, so I can proceed with the direct with the data, right? But as Power BI is a new topic, so I have to give you some basic before moving to the project part, right? Uh, so we'll start with the first. I will tell you that workflow of the Power BI, right? So we'll start with that. Everyone can see my screen.
Yes, visible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So Power BI workflow is like how we can define or how we can classify it, like into different steps. We can just divide into two parts, right? If you are going to do the data analysis on a particular data, right, in Power BI, so you have to deal with the two categories, like into two different parts, that is backend and the front end, right? So the workflow is divided into two parts. Backend and the front end, right? Actually, let me tell you, there is an issue of electricity. Like from the morning, we are not having the like there's a power cut, and we are running on the inverters, right? The electricity is going and coming. So maybe it can happen that in the between, the meeting will get over, or I will be log out, right? So you can please understand that the situation that okay, there's an electricity issue. So we'll continue tomorrow, right? So as you all know that there is a heavy rain in the Pune, right? And so this kind of situation we are facing right now. So I've already mentioned this. You can understand, right? Okay. Now come to the back end and the front end. Like what we have to do in the back end, what we have to do in the front end. So back end, basically what we say, this is what Power Query Editor. It named as Power Query Editor, right? In Power Query Editor, what we do, right? So all the pre-processing, all the data cleaning is done in the Power Query Editor. You can say data pre-processing or data cleaning. So in data cleaning, we have many steps, right? So how the data is uncleaned, right? So you have to deal it with, you have to do all the pre-processing, whatever it needs, like it has the garbage values, you have to remove it. If you have like missing values, you have to place with the some logical values, like, and also I will tell you how you will take the logical values with the help of the stats, right? And also if you have the duplicates, if you have the like any kind of like garbage is there, right? So you have to deal with it and you have to clean that data, right? And after that only you will move your data to the front end, right? So that is the all work of your Power Query editor. So we have so many tools uh, in Power Query editor to clean the data, right? And if I give you an example, so there is lots of question from the student side. Sir, why Power BI is so demanding if we have the Python, if we have the SQL, if we have the Excel, right? So let me tell you about the like 70 to 80%. Like if you are going for the AI, ML, if you're going for the data analysis, 70 to 80% our companies are working on the Python, right? Because if you go for the machine learning, you don't have the option for the machine learning, any kind of app or something like that. So we have to work in the Python only, right? And if you talk like, and already I mentioned in the first webinar that 80% time or 70% time we are consuming in the pre-processing, right? So Power BI is a tool which help us to reduce the time for the pre-processing, right? If you're taking time half an hour uh, in Python, or you're taking in any other tool, right, to clean the data, you will take only 10 minutes in Power BI. Getting a point? How fast it is, right? Because for everything, for every like garbage, or you can say for every unclean data, any kind of problem, we have a like tool in Power BI, in Power Query Editor, right? So it's very simple, it's very like effective, like to do the data analysis in the Power BI. But we are restricted because we can only do the data analysis, right? We cannot go further, we cannot go for the prediction models, we cannot do the like AI part in the Power BI. So we don't have any kind of tool that we can predict a model, and we can like put the like make the test set, and the make the prediction and get the good accuracy on that model with the help of the NEI, right? So we have to do manually only, and we do in the help of the Python only. Getting a point, everyone? Right? So that is why Power BI is very demanding. It reduces your time. You have seen your so many advertisements that you can make the reports in 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, right? So why it is possible? Because data cleaning is very easy in Power BI, right? So this is the work of the backend. Now come to the front end. So front end, what we say, it is Power Pivot. We call it Power Pivot. Why? Because if you like relate with the Excel, we also have Power Pivot in the Excel. Anyone remember? Anyone know about the Power Pivot? Yes? Anyone? No one seen this option Power Pivot in your ribbon of the Excel?
Uh, I think the Power Pivot which is have to data we create and dashboard like that we have to see the data actually what it reflecting.
In Excel. I'm talking about the Excel. Like if you're aware about the Power Pivot that we have done in the Excel also, right? So we will do all these things in the Excel, but I'm asking if anyone have done, right? So Power Pivot comes after the pivot tables, right? So pivoting, you everyone knows that when you are going for the conclusion, you are making the summarizing the table, that is called pivot, right? Now Power Pivot is what? In pivot tables, we are allowed to make the and do the analysis on a single table, right? And when you need the multiple tables, like multiple tables are connected to each other and you want to do the analysis on the multiple table, so you need the data modeling. Yes or no? Data modeling is what? Connecting the tables, right? How they are connected. You should have one common column or you have multiple columns. So on the basis of that, So you will connect the tables, right? So we'll do the data modeling, and data modeling is present in the Power Pivot. So that is why we need Power Pivot in the Excel. But here what we are doing, we are just having direct Power Pivot in the front end. So you are using one table, you are using two table, you are using three table. You can do all, you can take all the tables simultaneously, right? And include in your analysis. That is why our front end called as Power Pivot, right? So there also we can divide into the four parts our front end. First is what? Data view. Second is what? Report view. Or you can say dashboard view. I will also tell you what is the difference between dashboard and the report. Right. Next is what? Data model. And last is what? DEX. Data analysis expression. Very, very important. Right. So all these things are very important. Right. But we have to go to the every part of this Power BI workflow, and we have to understand each and everything. Right. So in the data view, what we have to do? We can see the data. Right, you can see your data, what you have transferred from the after cleaning to the front end. Getting your point? So what you will do in Power Query Editor, you will clean the data, and after cleaning the data, you will move your data to the front end, right? And there in the front end, you have four options: data view, report view, data model, and DEX. In data view, you can see your data, whatever you have forwarded from the backend, right? In which you have to do the pre-processing, whatever you have cleaned. So clean data comes in the front end. When you get the data, you will create, if the tables are multiple, so you will create the data models, you will make the relationship between the data, like different tables, right? And using DAX functions, you will create the different kind of analysis, right? You will take out the insights and put it the according to the problem statements which are given with the by the stakeholders, right? So you will do the analysis, and on the analysis, you will create the reports and the dashboards. Getting your point? Understood the workflow of the Power BI, everyone? Yes, please tell me, unmute yourself and tell me you understood or not.
Yes,
Power BI. Is there any doubt that you want to ask? We will do everything in detail, right? When we are covering the Power BI, right? But just now, before I don't want to go directly to the project part. Okay, we are doing this, and we are not aware about like where we are doing, right? We must know that if I'm taking this data. So before backend, what will the step? Can anyone tell me? When you're going to the backend, there is one more step that you have to do.
We get the CSV file and we
Yes,
have to
you
work on
need
that.
to get the data.
Yes.
Right? After getting this data, you will go to the backend, right? You put it in the backend. So there is option, right? I will just open this the Power BI desktop and I will show you. So till this, I think everything is clear. And there is lots of option that if data is present in any format, in any database, in any cloud services, right? If there is anywhere, you can take it from there. You must have the credentials, right? I will show you 2-3 ways like how we can take it, like FI that you can take from the SQL database also, right? So MySQL database also. So we have 2-3 ways that we can take it out, and rest of the time, like if you are working in a company, definitely you will get the credentials to get that data from a particular database if it is required, right? So this is the workflow of the Power BI. Understood? Now let me open the Power BI. Okay. So what we have to do, you have to download the Power BI desktop, right? If it is not there in your system, you have to just in the Google search Power BI desktop free download. And okay, I will let you know when we are going to do complete this, cover this module. I will let you know that how the setup you have to download and you have to run the setup. Everything I will tell you. Just see how we will perform the task in the Power BI. So we have to just write Power BI, which is installed in your system, and you can see it is there. I have to just double click on it and it will be open. Okay. Now this interface will be in front of you, this kind of window, and here you can see there is a blank report option, right? We'll come to onto this like later when we are covering this module. So you just click on the blank report, right? And you can see the interface, right? It's look like Excel. What do you say? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
It's little bit, right? But in Excel, what is like we have so many options. Like we are not like concentrating on the data analysis tool only. So we have lots of options. If you want to do the any sales, you're doing the sales job or you're doing anything in your company and you want the mathematical computations, right? Or you want the mathematical solutions, you can use the Excel. You have the your structured data and you want to save there, so you can use the Excel, right? So there are lots of use. But this platform is basically, or you can say, focused on the data analysis only. So there you have all the options for the data analysis, right? So we will understand gradually, right, in your training. But right now we have to make a project. So what we will do, we will see that what are the options to how we can get the data. And after getting the data, we will do the pre-processing part. And after pre-processing, how we will shift to the front end, right? And where is front end and where is back end? So we'll see all these things. So tell me, this window, what you are seeing, this is back end or the front end?
Front end.
Yes. This is front end. Others?
Yes.
Yes,
This is
front end.
everyone. So everyone is clear. This is the front end, right? Now, what you have to do if you want to go to the back end, you have to just get the data, and you will get the option that to the go to the back end and do the pre-processing, or directly move that data to the front end, right? So it can be possible now that data is clean, data is not required any kind of pre-processing. Already you have done the pre-processing in that data, right? So if you have that kind of data, directly you can take that data to the front end, right? So we'll do like that only. We'll not going to the pre-processing part because it will take so much time. We'll take a data where we don't need like kind of pre-processing. So we'll directly take that data to the front end and we will start the making the project, right? So how will take this data, right, from the different areas? So you can see in the center, you can see import data from Excel. You have so many options. Import data from SQL Server, paste data into a blank table, use sample data, get data from another source. So there are like lots of choice and lots of options, like tabs are there from where you can select the data. Here also you have the get data option, right? When you click on this, you will get tens of like ways how you can select your data. If you go to more options, you can see all the ways which are possible where data can be stored, right? Whether it is offline, whether like offline means in your system and online means in any database, right? So you can take the data from there. Okay. Now let me show you. If we have like right now I have a CSV file, so I'm taking data from there. So there must be option of the CSV file. So second option, if you can see, in second only option, you have the text file or the CSV. CSV file looks like similar as the Excel file, right? It is the comma separated values, right? And looks like Excel workbook only, right? So if you have CSV file, you will take CSV file. If you have an Excel workbook, right? With the extension, you will understand which file it is, right? If the file extension is CSV, you will take this option. If the file extension is XLS, then you can take the Excel workbook. Getting point. So let me see which file I have. I have CSV or the uh, just a sec. Let me cancel this and see. So there is a project folder inside this. I have. So we have the comma separated values like CSV file, right? So I will take that option of
So sorry to interrupt. Can you share that file in fact?
that file. Okay, just a second. I'm sharing that in the chat.
Yes, sir.
File is in chat. You can download from there. The name of the file is 2020.csv. So this is the sales data of 2020, right? You can download from the chat. I'm getting this data from the CSV option. You have to choose the desktop, and in desktop we have within the in folder project. When you open this, right, a particular window will come and it will show you like this. The data is here, right? Now there are options: load, transform data, right? Load means you can directly load to the front end. You don't need to do anything in the back end, right? Directly you can forward this to the front end. And if you want to transform the data, you want to do the pre-processing, there is a garbage, so many garbage, so you can go to the transform data. Get your point, right? So first I will show you how you can transform the like what kind of window it how it's look like the back end by using the transform data, right? So I'm clicking on transform data. So you can see a different window comes in front of you, right? So this is a different window. If you see, this is a different window. Yes or no? Everyone can see,
Yeah, yes.
right? So this is a different window. This is called Power Query Editor. If you can see, Power Query Editor. Got it? So this is your backend. Here you have different tools, right? Whatever you have seen in your front end, this tool is different because this tool is for the pre-processing. Getting point? So we have so many tabs. You can see home tab, transform, add column, view, tools, help, right? So through every tab, we have so many options, and we will learn all these things in your training, right? So we are not looking for this because if we go into this, like it will take so much time and we cannot cover all these things in our demo class, right? We're directly moving to the your front end. So how you will do, like suppose you have clear this data and you have done all these steps. After this you have to do close and apply. So close and apply, you have so many options. You can close, you do not want to move to the front end, you can apply the changes and you will not close this window. And if you want to close this and apply changes, you can choose this one, right? So if anyone want to ask anything, you can like unmute yourself and ask me. Anyone have raised the hands, right? Yes, Zabir, you want to say something? You want to ask something? Zabir, unmute yourself. You have raised your hand. You want to ask something? Okay, I think by mistaken he has raised his hand. Okay, if you want to say something, like you can just unmute yourself and ask me, right? You can stop me anywhere. Don't worry. Okay. Now, if you want to move the front end, just we have to do close and apply, right? And your data will come in your front end.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Like since since you uploaded that CSV file
Yeah.
into the front end,
Yeah.
and you did not use Power Query Editor,
Yeah.
so did you actually use the clean data, or because I think in order to get the data into the front end, we have to clean the data. So
Yes.
I'm
So that
supposing
is,
that
yes, that is what I told just now, that okay. So what is happening? Why we are cleaning this data? Can you tell us?
in order to
Like
provide
because
good
the previous
visualization.
data, whatever we got, like if we have talking about the last 10 years, or we are getting that data, it's not in a proper way or it's not cleaned, right? Because we store just
Yes.
data like in any way, or we have some like uh, in the like manually data we have just converted into the like your not like have the any garbage data, right? It will be very less, right? Because now we are like have all this mind now that the cleaning process is very time taking, right? And why we should like get the garbage data, right? We should start, we can have strategize like to get the data in a proper way, and we can structure the like pipelines and everything, that okay, if we take this data and what are the possibilities to get the garbage and all. So we will plan everything, we are planning everything right now. So in the
Hello.
future, you'll definitely not get the garbage data, right? We have data validation and all these things, right, which will keep us to garbage from the data, right? So definitely in the future, if you're not having the garbage, definitely you can go directly to the front end. But right now, if you have garbage, you have to perform the like go to the Power Query editor. Why I have done this? Because I have to complete a project in 2-3 days, right? So it is not necessary right now to like, if I'm teaching you like okay, a particular for a particular purpose, so I can skip that one. Definitely I'm using that data where is like there is the garbage is very less, right? Because the data is dummy. Getting your point, right? So
Yes,
don't
sir.
worry.
Yes, sir.
But definitely when you're working in a company, it's you cannot skip that part. The pre-processing is the major part, right? I already mentioned that 80% of time, and if the data is not clean, your prediction will also not correct. So it's very important to clean the data, and how you're cleaning that is also very important. How you're replacing the missing values, how you're replacing like taking out the garbage, and you don't have to like so many students I've seen that they like believe to delete some data also, like if they are not able to like replace these missing values. So that is also not suggested. You are definitely not allowed to like delete any kind of data from your original data, right? So you have to deal with that. I will tell you all these things, right? Don't worry. And definitely your answer is correct, like whatever you are saying, that we cannot skip that part. But yes,
Sir,
yes,
sir, but we can insert raw data into it and then we can transform and clean it into.
yes, definitely that we have to do. See, what I'm going to do, I'm not started the training, we are doing the demo, we are giving you demo classes, right? So in 2-3 days I have to complete the project, right? Definitely so that is why I'm definitely okay. So that is why we are taking this data, because data is clean, right? Don't worry. If you have clean data, you directly move to the front end. If the data is not clean, is not that have some issues, so definitely you can go to the Power Query and clean that data. Okay.